Here's the reality. Most first dates suck. There isn't any second date, and each person knows it clearly. But other times, you're not sure whether there will be a second date. It can be darn hard to tell whether the first date went well or not. Here are 11 signs there will be a second date. 1. Engaging conversation. During a first date, pay attention to the flow of conversation. If you find that both you and your date are actively participating in conversation, propelling the conversation forward, going into deeper topics, and showing genuine interest in one another, then it's a good sign of interest in a second date. An engaging conversation means there's chemistry and connection. If your date is laughing and having fun, that's a cherry on top that they probably want to see you again and felt some compatibility. 2. Asking questions. In any conversation, asking questions is a way to show interest and is important in learning more about someone. If your date is asking you a wide range of questions about your life, hobbies, values, and experiences, then they're likely into you and are feeling out a possible future with you, however that may look. 3. No awkward silences. Awkward silences happen often on first dates, even on great first dates, and that's okay. Sometimes it's inevitable. But if your conversation flows smoothly without any awkward silences, or with very few of them, then that means you and your date really connect and are conversationally compatible. This is a potential sign of psychological connection and a good sign for there being a potential second date to come. When you can talk effortlessly with someone, it shows natural chemistry between you two, which is incredibly important for deepening your relationship if you keep seeing each other. If your communication is positive, shows genuine interest, shows active engagement, and flows effortlessly, then there is likely a second date on the horizon. 4. Eye contact. Also, consider your date's body language on the first date. If they were leaning in and maintaining eye contact, then those are two powerful nonverbal cues of their interest in you and likely their budding attraction to you. Maintaining good eye contact during a date is key for emotional connection and for building the first steps toward intimacy. If your date looks you directly in the eye with comfort, it can be a sign of genuine interest and connection. Continuous eye contact demonstrates attentiveness and a desire to feel close and understood. 5. Facial expressions. A person's facial expressions say a lot about what emotions and level of interest they are experiencing. If your date is smiling genuinely, has a relaxed expression, and leans in a lot, that means they're likely enjoying themselves and feel comfortable in your presence. 6. Physical touch. On a first date, significant physical touch isn't common, but more subtle physical touch goes a long way. Subtle touch can be a strong indicator of interest and attraction. If your date leans in to touch your arm or back during the conversation, brushes their hand against yours, or gives you a gentle nudge, these are positive signs that they feel connected and wants to be closer to you. They can also be signs of flirting, which is great for showing and knowing someone's interests and desires. Keep in mind that everyone's body language and comfort level with touch may be different. So it's good to consider the overall context you're in and your date's unique personality. 7. Common interests. A key aspect of building a strong connection with someone when dating is discovering common interests between you two. When you're on a date, make an effort to discuss your hobbies, passions, and favorite pastimes. Finding shared interests and mutually feeling excited about them is a clear sign that you both enjoy each other's company and are thinking about the prospect of a second date. 8. Laughing and having fun. Some of the best first dates are those that are filled with laughter and just having a good time. When you and your date are both enjoying yourselves, it creates a sense of positive connection and emotional bonding. Make an effort to be playful and lighthearted on your first date. Notice when your date genuinely laughs at your jokes so you can figure out their sense of humor and see what lights them up. Having fun together on a first date sets the stage for feeling excited about a potential second date. Dating should be fun, and everyone wants to date someone who makes them feel positive emotions. 9. Texts and phone conversations. After the first date, timely communication is crucial to keeping things going forward. If the other person texts you something positive after the first date, or if they respond favorably to a text you send them, then they're likely interested in seeing you again for a second round. If both of you are texting the other regularly, that's a telltale positive sign that there will be a second date. Engaging in meaningful conversations over text between dates allows you to continue getting to know each other when you're not together physically, and it also shows mutual interest and creates a feeling of security. When the other person is sending you quick, enthusiastic text responses, that shows they're probably excited about the prospect of a second date and connecting with you. 10. Making plans for the second date. When discussing your schedules and planning a second date, it might be tough to find a convenient time that works for both of you. If both of you are willing to adjust your plans or be flexible to make time for each other, that shows dedication to building a connection and a strong interest in making the second date happen as a priority. Also, if your date is suggesting potential ideas for a second date, then it's another sign they're really excited about seeing you again. 11. Genuine interest in each other. When looking for signs of whether there will be a second date, a key factor is genuine interest in each other. During your first date conversation, if you both listen actively, bond over shared interests, and show curiosity about each other, then a second date is more and more likely. A major sign of a second date to come is that the other person remembers tiny details from what happened on your first date, such as something random you told them about yourself. That sharp memory is a reflection of their strong interest and captivation. They felt present and connected with you, so much that their brain literally revved up its memory capacity, knowing this was an important emotional experience. Building chemistry and connection on a first date is a major factor that shapes whether there will be a second date. Now let's talk about dating someone who is shy, because that can come across as misleading at times. It's important not to misinterpret someone's shyness as disinterest in you. It's just a personality trait. Shy people might not be as transparent with their feelings or body language early on, as they may naturally appear more guarded and just need time to relax fully with you. Give someone who is shy the time and space to open up naturally, and it'll happen if the connection is right. Be patient and understanding, and you'll create a comfortable atmosphere for them to relax and connect with you. The personality compatibility between you and your date also plays a big role in building a connection, and how that connection unfolds, and what it looks like. If you sense that your personalities align, and there is a mutual understanding and enjoyment of each of your quirks and tendencies, then there's a higher chance of a second date.